Title: My twin brother disappeared last month. Yesterday he came back, but then I got a voicemail from him begging me not to trust the man at my door. I don't even know where to begin. I'm still shaking as I type this. I haven't slept in over 30 hours, and every creak in the house makes my heart pound like it's trying to escape my chest. It started last month. My twin brother, Ryan, went on a solo camping trip in the Smoky Mountains. He does it every year around his birthday, says it's his way of disconnecting. I always gave him hell for it. "You're gonna end up on a missing poster, dude," he'd laugh and say, "then you better pick a good picture." This time, though, he didn't come back. I got a call from the park rangers 5 days after he left. They found his campsite abandoned. His tent was still zipped. His backpack was there, untouched. His phone, wallet, even his damn car keys were all neatly placed on a folded jacket by the campfire. No signs of a struggle, no blood, just gone. They searched for a week, nothing. After 10 days, they labeled it missing under suspicious circumstances. I had to tell our mom he was likely dead. And then yesterday happened. Around 9:30 p.m., I was watching TV when the doorbell rang. I wasn't expecting anyone, and I live in a quiet neighborhood. I checked the peephole and froze. It was Ryan. He looked exactly the same clothes he left in, same hiking boots, even the same North Face jacket with the rip near the shoulder. I opened the door in a daze. "Ryan," he smiled. "Hey, man." "Miss me?" I hugged him before my brain could catch up. He felt cold. Not like sick cold, like no body heat cold. But he looked okay, didn't have any injuries, and didn't act weird at first. I bombarded him with questions, of course. "Where were you? What happened? Do you remember anything?" He gave vague answers. "I got lost," he said. "It's a blur. I just wandered for a while and somehow found my way back. Somehow. I should have pressed more, but I was just so relieved to see him alive. I heated up leftovers, gave him a beer, and we talked for an hour. But something was off. His voice was just a little too flat. His laughter felt rehearsed. He didn't remember things he should have, like our cousin Jess's wedding last summer or the nickname we gave our neighbor's yappy dog. He blinked too little. He didn't touch his food, not once. Then I noticed he never took off his boots. At around 1 a.m., I went to the bathroom and left my phone charging in the kitchen. When I came back, Ryan was gone. I thought he left for a walk or something, but the front door was still locked. No signs of him anywhere. I called his name, checked every room, nothing. Then I noticed my phone screen was lit. I had a new voicemail from Ryan's number. I hit play. What I heard made my blood run cold. His voice, panicked, weak, whispering. "Jake, it's me. It's really me. I don't know where I am. I don't know what that thing is, but it's not me. It looks like me, sounds like me, but it's not. Don't let it in. Don't trust it. Please, Jake, whatever you do, don't let it." The message cut off. I stood there, staring at the screen while something creaked upstairs. I live alone. I didn't even realize I was holding my breath until my ears started ringing. Footsteps, slow, heavy, moving from my room to the stairs. I grabbed the fireplace poker and stood behind the couch, heart hammering. The air felt wrong, like the house had shifted slightly, like gravity was tilted. Then I saw him, it coming down the stairs. Ryan, only now its eyes were completely black. No whites, no iris, just glossy voids. It smiled at me. "Where'd you go, Jake? We were just catching up." I ran. I don't even remember opening the door. I just remember running into the street barefoot, screaming for help like a madman. A neighbor called the cops. They came, searched the house. There was no one inside, but here's the worst part. All the doors were still locked. Windows too, no signs of forced entry, no footprints, nothing. They said I must have hallucinated it from stress, told me to get rest, maybe talk to someone. But I know what I saw, I know what I heard. That thing wasn't my brother. And if he's still alive somewhere, trapped, hiding, running, I'm not going to stop until I find him. But if I ever see that thing again, I won't run next time. I'll make sure it never walks away. 3 days since I heard my real brother's voice whispering from that voicemail. I've listened to it 100 times. Every syllable, every breath. I even had the audio enhanced by a tech-savvy friend. There's something buried under Ryan's voice, something low. A sound I didn't hear before, almost like breathing, but not human. Since then, I've tried everything. I traced the voicemail. It pinged from a tower, in the same mountain range Ryan disappeared in. But the ranger station says there's been no phone activity up there in weeks, and the trail his phone supposedly pinged from. It was closed 2 years ago after 2 hikers went missing. I tried to go there myself yesterday. Took my Jeep, packed gear, drove the 2 hours. But right as I reached the edge of that forest, my tires hit something sharp. All 4 punctured, not 1, 4, at the same time, like something didn't want me going in. And I swear I heard it then, just for a second, something in the trees, that same voice but garbled, distant. Jarek, I got back in the Jeep and locked the doors, even though it was useless. I waited till morning and called for a tow, but I'm not giving up. Last night, things got worse. Around 2:30 a.m., I woke up to the smell of smoke. I rushed out of bed, heart racing, only to find my kitchen lights flickering and a small pile of burnt leaves on the counter. Leaves, freshly singed, the tips still glowing. My house was still locked from the inside. I checked every room, every window, every closet. Nothing. But when I opened my bedroom closet, I found a muddy hiking boot. Ryan's, still wet, still warm. That's when it hit me. It doesn't need the door anymore. It was in my house, maybe the whole time, maybe even now. I went to our childhood home this morning to talk to Mom. I hadn't told her Ryan came back. She still thinks he's missing. I didn't want to give her false hope, but when I arrived, she opened the door looking pale and exhausted. "You just missed him," she said. "Ryan came by last night." My stomach dropped. "What?" She smiled like she was confused. "He said you sent him, said he'd be staying here a few days. He's in the basement now, resting. Do you want me to go get him?" I didn't answer. I just pushed past her and rushed downstairs. The basement was pitch black. I turned on the light and froze. Ryan was sitting in the far corner, his back to me, legs crossed like he was meditating. He didn't move. I whispered, "Ryan?" Still nothing. I took a step forward. He slowly tilted his head like a puppet on a string, just enough for me to see his mouth was moving, muttering something, over and over. I got closer. My ears strained to pick up the words. "Can't hold it back, can't hold it back, can't." His head jerked toward me suddenly, and his face wasn't his anymore. It had started to stretch, sag. His skin looked loose, like a wet mask over something else trying to push through. I ran. Mom screamed when she saw me bolt up the stairs, but I couldn't explain. I just grabbed her and left the house, pulling her to the car. She's staying with my aunt now. Doesn't believe me, thinks I'm having a breakdown. But that thing is still in her house, wearing my brother's face, or what's left of it. Tonight I'm going back, not alone. I'm bringing fire, salt, cameras. I don't care what I have to burn down or who I have to call, but I'm ending this. Before it takes someone else. If I don't post again, don't open the door, even if it looks like someone you love. Title: The thing wearing my brother's face is still in my mother's house. I went back to end it. Part 3. Last night, I went back to the house. I parked 2 blocks away just in case I needed to run. I had a backpack with me, one full of everything I could think of: salt, iron rods, a crowbar. My brother's favorite necklace, a St. Michael pendant he wore daily. A flask of gasoline, 3 lighters, a GoPro strapped to my chest, and my father's old revolver. I got to the backyard around 11:40 p.m. The house looked dark, quiet, but the basement light was on, and through the narrow window I saw it, not Ryan, it, sitting cross-legged in the same corner, still rocking, still muttering. This time I had a plan. I slipped in through the back, unlocked the basement door quietly, and crept down the steps, every creak of the wood sounding like thunder. I held my breath and turned on my GoPro. When I reached the bottom step, it stopped muttering. It slowly raised its head and smiled. "Jake," it said in Ryan's voice. "Took you long enough." I said nothing, just unscrewed the cap off the flask and poured a ring of gasoline around it. It didn't move, just watched. Its eyes looked like dried ink. "I've been waiting for you," it said. "He has too." It pointed to the shadows behind it. That's when I saw him, the real Ryan, tied up, weak, filthy, skin clinging to his bones, but alive. My heart dropped. "Ryan," he lifted his head and choked out. "Don't let it touch you." The thing stood. Its shape began to warp, stretching taller, bones cracking, limbs bending wrong, its face peeled like paper burning from the center. "You should have stayed away," it hissed, voice now layered, mine and Ryan's overlapping. I pulled the lighter from my pocket. "You should have stayed in hell," I said, and lit the gas. The flames erupted in a circle, trapping it inside. It screamed. But not just in rage and hunger. The walls shook, the light bulb burst. Black smoke poured from its mouth, its eyes, its skin, and then it collapsed. The flames roared higher. I rushed forward, jumped through the fire, and dragged Ryan out. His wrists were raw from rope, his breath shallow, but he was alive. I kicked open the storm doors and got us both out before the fire spread to the whole house. We collapsed in the backyard. Ryan looked up at me with tears in his eyes. "You believed me," I nodded. "Always." The fire department arrived 20 minutes later. The basement was destroyed. They said it looked like some kind of explosion, but they couldn't find a cause. They never found a body. Not mine, not Ryan's, not the thing, but I saw it die. I think I did. I hope I did. 2 things still haunt me. First, the GoPro footage. When I reviewed it, I noticed something I hadn't heard in person. Right before I poured the gasoline, there's a whisper layered under the thing's muttering, barely audible. It says, "There's more of us." And second, last night, I was helping Ryan settle into the guest room at my apartment. He was asleep on the couch, finally looking peaceful, until about 3 a.m. He started to whisper in his sleep. At first, it was just nonsense. Then his eyes fluttered open, solid black, and he smiled, just for a second. Then he blinked and they were normal again. He had no memory of it this morning, but I saw it. Whatever that thing was, it left something behind. And I think it's still inside him. I've been watching Ryan closely for the last 48 hours. He doesn't know that. To him, it probably feels like we're just brothers reconnecting, ordering pizza, playing old video games, sleeping late, and joking around like we're 17 again. But I haven't really slept. Not since I saw his eyes turn completely black while he slept on my couch 2 nights ago. He has no memory of it. None, he swears, and part of me believes him. But then there are the other things. It started with the mirrors. Yesterday morning, I caught him standing in front of the bathroom mirror, just staring. I didn't think much of it until I noticed his reflection wasn't matching his movement. I swear to God, his head tilted left, but the reflection tilted right, just for a second. Then it snapped back. I blinked and he was just brushing his teeth like normal. I asked him how he was feeling. He said, better, lighter, like something finally let go. But his voice sounded layered, like someone else was speaking with him. Then came the dreams. I started having them after the fire. They feel too vivid to be dreams, like I'm still awake, just somewhere else. In them, I'm walking through endless trees. The sky is black, no stars, no moon, just fog and shadows moving just outside my line of sight. Sometimes I hear Ryan's voice calling my name. Sometimes I hear my own. And sometimes I turn around, and the thing is standing behind me wearing my face, smiling, saying, "We share the same blood, we share the same door." Last night it got worse. I woke up around 2:17 a.m. to the sound of whispering. Ryan wasn't on the couch anymore. I followed the sound, slow, hushed voices layered like a chorus. It led me to the kitchen. Ryan was sitting at the table, alone. Lights off, candle lit. He was carving something into the table with a steak knife. I stepped closer and froze. He had carved a symbol, a ring made of interlocking spirals. It looked ancient. Wrong. Almost like it was moving even though it wasn't. He didn't react to me. He just kept whispering to himself, "Not one, not one, not one. We are many, we are one." I gently touched his shoulder. He snapped out of it. Dropped the knife. Looked at me like I just woke him from a coma. "Jake, what's going on?" I didn't answer. I just told him to go back to sleep. He doesn't remember any of it. Today, I took a photo of the symbol he carved and uploaded it to a private paranormal forum I follow. Within an hour, I got a DM from someone calling themselves Null Path. The knocking stopped after 30 seconds. 3 slow, deliberate knocks right from the guest room where Ryan was supposed to be asleep. I didn't move for a full 5 minutes. Didn't breathe. Didn't blink. Just stared at the base of my bedroom door, waiting for a shadow to pass under it. But nothing came. Eventually, I gathered the courage to grab my phone and start recording. I slipped it into my hoodie pocket, unlocked the bedroom door, and stepped out. The apartment was completely silent. The hallway stretched ahead, the guest room door slightly ajar. Not enough to see inside, just enough to invite me in. I crept forward, heartbeat thudding in my throat. "Ryan," I whispered. No answer. I nudged the door open. The room was empty. The bed looked untouched. The window was still locked. No sign of a struggle, no blood, no smell of smoke like last time, just silence. Then I noticed the mirror on the wall. It had cracks running across the center, jagged and uneven, like something had struck it from the inside. Written across the mirror, smeared in something dark and sticky, were the words, "You let it in." I backed out of the room. That's when I heard a voice from the hallway behind me. "Jake." I spun around. Ryan was standing by the front door. Shirtless, barefoot, covered in sweat. His eyes were normal, his hands shaking. "I just woke up outside," he said. "On the sidewalk in the rain." It hadn't rained, not for 2 days. We sat in silence for a long time. I told him everything. The symbols, the mirror, the whispering, the dreams, the DM from Null Path. He didn't argue, didn't deny it. He just looked me in the eye and said something I'll never forget. "I don't think I ever came back alone." Later that night, I messaged Null Path again. Asked them what the spiral mark meant, what the knocks meant, what the thing was. They sent one reply, a photo, old, grainy, a newspaper scan from 1963. Headline: "Third local found mutilated after reported forest disappearance." Under it, a photo of the police sketch of a symbol carved into a cabin wall. The same spiral mark. Then came another message. "It's called a mirrorborn. An echo from somewhere older than the forest. It mimics, invades, splits your soul in half. One version you can see, one version you become. The knock is its invitation. If you answer, it doesn't need to wear your face. You're already wearing its. That was last night. This morning, Ryan's gone again. No signs of a break-in, no noise, just gone. But something was left behind, a new carving in the guest room door, not scratched in. Burned. 3 spirals this time, overlapping. Beneath it, 1 door left. And I think I know what that means. The forest, the place he disappeared, the origin. I have to go back. If I want to save Ryan, if I want to stop this from spreading, I need to find the original door. The first knock. I'm packing now. I'll be leaving before sunrise. No phone. Just a camera, salt, a compass, and the pendant he left behind. If I don't come back, don't answer the knock, even if it's your brother.